Good morning or good afternoon if you're seventh hour. I'm going to kind of go over kind of a review of the ecosystems. So you should have a handout from the sub um, that's got stuff that you can use to fill out kind of as we go along with all of this. So just kind of take some notes as we go along. If you do have questions, I've got my email running today since I'm just over in the conference room. So you're more than welcome to email me and I'll get right back to you. Alrighty. An autotroph versus a heterotroph. This is one of the first ones that you got, one of the first boxes on the left that you have. So with this, an autotroph, that prefix auto means on your own. So like automobiles, can go, well, they can kind of go on their own. They can't really go all the way on their own, but in theory they could. They just need someone to steer them. But it's kind of the same thing when things are automatic. Automatic transmission does it on its own. So that's basically what an autotroph means. A troph is talking about energy. So autotrophs, then it makes sense that an autotroph makes its own energy. It's automatically going to make its own energy. A heterotroph means that it's got to rely on another organism to get its energy. So it has to consume another organism in order to get the energy that it needs to survive. It can't make it on its own. So pretty much if you can go through the process of photosynthesis, you are going to be an autotroph. If you can't go through photosynthesis, you will be a heterotroph. Okay. I know this was on your vocabulary yesterday, so this shouldn't take too terribly long to go over. Your producers, they are going to be the organisms that are going to be the most abundant in your ecosystem. Remember, the ecosystem is just that area that's got numerous populations of organisms interacting with each other, in a specific place. So different populations of organisms. So in this sense, the producers are going to be your autotrophs. So you have to have the most autotrophs in an ecosystem just because they don't carry a lot of energy. So the organisms that rely on eating these particular organisms need to eat a lot of them, since they don't contain a lot of energy. So that's why they're the most numerous. Consumers are going to be the next group. Consumers, I left you the most room here on the consumers just because you've got a lot that you're going to have to write down. These are going to be the heterotrophs because they have to consume something else. That's where they get their name consumer from. And so since they got to consume somebody else, they can consume a variety of things. They can be an herbivore, which means they only eat the producers. So they, cows are going to be an example of that one. So I've got the picture of that cow there. He's going to be, or she rather, he is going to be, he's going to be a producer, or sorry, he's going to eat the producers. Then we've got the carnivores, who are only going to eat other animals, either other carnivores, other herbivores, or other omnivores. They're going to be the meat eaters. So typically they prey on the herbivores. Not always, but typically. The third group of consumer that you have would be an omnivore, and they're going to eat both producers and herbivores, so plants and animals. Again, they could consume another omnivore or another carnivore too. So, all right, so that's why I left you the most room there, because they need the most room since they've got the biggest set of differences than the producers. So, okay, the next group, sometimes you hear them called by scavengers. The official name of these guys is called the detritivores. So these guys are sometimes known as the scavengers. So oftentimes they're considered to be the garbage disposal of the ecosystem. They're going to eat all of the dead organisms, or they're going to consume those dead organisms. So they're technically not considered to be they're not really considered to be an autotroph heterotroph. I guess they're technically heterotrophs, but they're not going to be considered like an omnivore, carnivore type thing. So they're not very picky. So, and then the last group would be the decomposers. So your decomposers are going to take basically everything else. So they're not going to feed off of the dead organisms. So what they're going to do is they are going to